Hello everyone and welcome to this week's short video tutorial. Today we'll be continuing with examples of unequal exchange in Xiangqi. Now there were three examples left in section 3 of chapter 4 based on the free ebook that's available from the World Xiangqi Federation. Now these three examples would deal with the four chariot rendezvous, which is a tactic that needs special explanation. So in this example 5, we can see that red has two chariots, one cannon, and one horse. Black would have similar material with two chariots and two cannons. Now, red would have the slight pawn advantage of, we have the same number of pawns, but one of the pawns had already crossed the river. This black pawn was now attacking the elephant, and both colors would have a full guard. So in the example given, red would continue with p5 plus 1. Now the main idea would be to allow the chariot to retreat to this position for a chariot fork. Black cannot defend with r3 plus 7 because this intersection is guarded by the horse. So how would black answer? In this example, black tries to salvage the situation with r3 plus 5, targeting the pawn, hoping that through a series of trades, black would be able to come out on top. However, this is a blunder because okay, let's continue. Red will continue with r6 minus 3. Black will capture the pawn as planned. Black would retreat his elephant, and this was what black had planned all along, because by delivering a check with a cannon, this would be a discovered check. Black would think that he would be able to gain material. Unfortunately, this would be the perfect situation for red to set up the four chariot rendezvous, and all red would have to do is to play r6 equals to 5, and at this point in time, this would be a four chariot rendezvous situation. The two chariots are all facing each other, attacking each other at the same time, simultaneously. So in the process of getting to this position, black had lost a cannon, and as we can see from the board now, red would have two chariots, one cannon, and one horse, while black would only have two chariots and one cannon left. So no matter what red does, this would be a trade of material, and red will actually come out on top with the extra major piece, and this would be a winning position for red. So this is why, if we return to the original position, this is why this would be a blunder, a mistake in black's strategy, because he had thought that he would be able to gain material. So by retreating the elephant, it would not matter if the elephant or the advisor or whatever was played. If black continued with the cannon, it will simply capture the cannon, and this would be a four chariot rendezvous situation. Now, this will be the next example in this section, also dealing with the four chariot rendezvous. Okay, so at this point in time, an initial analysis would show that red would have two chariots, two horses, and one cannon. Black would have similar material, two chariots, two horses, and one cannon. The pawns would be three red pawns versus black's four pawns. Both will have a full guard. So black would have a slight pawn advantage, but red will be attacking, as can be seen, and both of the black chariots had not been moved yet. So it will be black's turn to move in this example. So as can be seen, black will be prepared to push c8 plus 7 to attack. Now if black played r1 equals to 2, he will be pinned by this cannon, which can go for c8 equals to 7, or simply red can attack with h6 plus 8, etc., etc. and black would be in deep trouble, because once this horse were able to get to the elbow horse position, black would be in all sorts of trouble. So now at this point in time, it will be black's turn to move. To prepare or to defend against the elbow horse attack, black would play r9 plus 1. Now, in the book, this would be an example of a blunder. Red decided to attack with c8 plus 7 so that he could capture the elephant and go for discovered checks to gain material. But black has already prepared, and he would simply play r9 equals to 4, and black would continue making another blunder with r7 plus 3. So at this point in time, black would, by attacking the elbow horse, red would think that this horse was not free, because he could always retreat his chariot over here, r7 minus 4, to this intersection and gain back lost material. So this was the line of thinking behind red's r7 plus 3. So black continued to capture the horse, and black did the same, but he forgot about the possibility of a 4 chariot rendezvous. Now, as can be seen, red would have lost a horse, while black would have lost an elephant in the process, but at this point in time, this would be a trade of chariots. So if red captured this chariot would be captured. If red captured this chariot would be captured. And the resulting material left on the board would mean that black would have a huge advantage in terms of material. So black would gain an advantage in this trade. So although this would be an unequal trade, using the 4 chariot rendezvous as another example. So on to our next example. Now in the final example of this section, the last example in chapter 4, we have this position. So a quick analysis: 2 red chariots, 2 red cannons, 1 horse. 2 black chariots, 2 black cannons, 1 horse. 1, 2, 3, 4 black pawns, 1, 2, 3 red pawns. Now, at this point in time, red would have a powerful central cannon. The black chariot is closed and vulnerable to attack. And at this point in time, how should red? It would be red's turn to move. How should red react? Now, in the book, there were 2 moves that were discussed. r5, c5 equals to 7, which is the main line. Now, it would not be a good idea for black to try to sacrifice material with r4 plus 6, because it would be captured. And by making this move, red would think that he would have gained extra pawn, because this would be a indirect trade of chariots. But black can play r3 equals to 2, and as a result, after capturing material, black will be none for the worse, because there will be now 2 cannons, 1 chariot, versus red's 1 chariot, 1 horse, 1 cannon combination. And extra pawns would mean that black will have a slight advantage in this situation. So r4 plus 6 to attempt a pseudo sacrifice will not be possible. Sorry, let me clean this up. So instead, what would happen if red played c5 equals to 7 to target the chariot before capturing the horse? Now, by targeting the chariot will now be trapped. So how would black reply? Black would simply try to trade chariots with p3 plus 1. And red continued his attack with c8 plus 4, threatening to play r8 plus 4, threatening to continue with r8 equals to 7 to go for a smothered cannon checkmate. Now, red cannot play r8 plus 3 at this point in time, because black will simply give up his would capture the elephant, which has been blocked by the cannon. Now, if red thought that he would gain material but with r4 plus 6, red red would be dead wrong because black could now continue with r5 equals to 2. So again, this would be a 4 chariot rendezvous situation. And red might think that he would be better off with r5 equals to r4 equals to 5, hoping that the chariot captured this chariot and he could capture this chariot, and it would be an even situation, or he would have a slight advantage. But black can counter in this manner, and the black chariots would be linked. And as can be seen, red would have lost material, and now there will be 2 black chariots versus 1 red chariot on the board, and black would gain a significant advantage. So this is another example of being able to understand and use the 4 chariot rendezvous correctly. So r8 plus 3 would not be a good idea. Now r8 plus 4 would be the main line that was given. And at this point in time, red will continue to go with r3 equals to 5. Now this was black would try to move his chariot to safety, but shouldn't he be afraid of the attacks here? Now, if red were greedy, he would play r4 plus 6. And since this situation was a little bit different, would red be able to gain material? The answer would be a resounding no, because again, this would be a 4 chariot rendezvous situation. And again, in the process of reaching this situation, red would have lost material. As can be seen, 1, 2, 3, 4 major pieces versus 1, 2, 3, 4 red's 4 major pieces. But the pawn would now have crossed the river, and red would have lost an elephant. So at this point in time, black can counter with r4 equals to 5 to gain an advantage, and this would be a slightly different 4 chariot rendezvous situation, whereby now black will be destined to lose material, because no matter what chariot is captured, this would be a trade of chariots, and the resulting material would mean that red would have extra major piece. So this example is a very interesting example of the 4 chariot rendezvous, and I hope you go through it several times to understand the differences. Now the position of the red chariot over here and over here makes a world of difference, as can be seen from this variation. If the chariot were over here, the 4 chariot rendezvous situation would not work out because black would have been able to link the chariots up. But if it were here, the resulting situation will be black gaining material in the process. So to capture material, one will have to calculate very accurately and precisely, and any slight mistake in calculation will result in sometimes irreparable losses. So I hope you've enjoyed this short video on the 4 chariot rendezvous for this week. If you like the work that I've been doing, please subscribe and give me a thumbs up. Thank you.